All right, Dr. Nina, one of my favorite things is influencers. Sometimes things come in a second, sometimes they come in a lifetime, different ways. Sometimes we don't even know that we've been influenced or we've influenced others at the same time. Quick example, I talk about when I speak a lot. My grandfather was a big influencer for me, and he and my grandmother, my mom, they all came from Kiev. They came to Canada, da da da. But when I was about 5 or 6, we were in the park. He would take walks with me in the park in Montreal. And one day I said to him, I called him Zeta, how do you know so many people? And he said, well, one day I smiled at this person over there and he smiled back and then he came over and we started talking about things and laughing and things started to happen. And then another person saw us and came over too and whatnot. And it was great. And I said, well, as a 5-year-old, I said, this is easy. You just have to smile at people. And then
Mhm.
you learn sometimes you need to do more, but sometimes you don't. A smile can sometimes be just big time influential. So there's so many, but can you share two or three people that have been influential in your life?
Sure, I'm looking. I have photographs all around my office. But first of all, I want to say that I think pain is one of the biggest influencers in life.
Hmm.
It really makes you humble, fall to your knees, and reconsider everything. And I think we all know what that feels like. It's not so much fun, but you get up and you go again. I was going to call, I don't think you'll be able to see the picture.
Oh, sure,
And
we can see it. Sure.
okay, so that's Lama Ghanshin. And he was in prison in China. He's a Tibetan Lama. He no longer lives, but uh, he was able to see the role of the woman prior to that being an issue. And I don't know, like he once put his hand on my shoulder and he said, Nina, don't worry about anything. I'm always with you. And then I thought, yeah, whoever you love, you're always with. Yeah, they're with you, you're with them. And I feel like I've been guided by him. And then I have Shrita Saidas Baba, another one, who worked with me. I had many gurus. I had many teachers that were like inspirations for me. I tell a funny story if you don't mind. Uh,
Please.
yeah, is that okay? I was
Yeah.
in Thailand at Dhammakaya, and I was the first white person at their facility, and
Wow.
they have about 2 million followers. And they said they wanted to bring Theravada Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism together. And I said, "Oh, I once met this Lama. I can, invite him and then you can talk to him." I'm just talking off the top of my head. So they bought me a plane ticket and they sent me to Nepal and they said, go find him and bring him back. Yeah. And what do I know, and oh my God. So I got that Nepal. I'm by myself. I got in a taxi and I drove for 2 days around, stayed in a hotel. Finally, I found him and he was leading his people at a big conference. And I asked to speak to him and explain these people in Thailand want to meet him. Yeah. And he said, I can't leave now. You see what I'm doing? And I said, you have to go. They paid my ticket.
That's a good reason.
It's my job. I
Right.
can't disappoint people.
No.
The next day he came down and he said, okay, I go with you. And he went, and it was Theravada and Maya Buddhism, and they came together. It was like watching two brothers on the inner plane, and they stayed together till his death. They became best buddies on a spiritual level. And so they always called me the mother of that marriage of Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism. So
That's
that's a
brilliant.
nice story. Yeah.
That's a mutual influence right there. They influenced you, and then you influenced them by bringing them together. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Um,
I want to say, I had all these miraculous, wonderful experiences, like with Krishnamurti. I don't know if you know who he was. I used to fall asleep all the time when he talked, and then he grabbed my hand. So I want to say I was a regular teenager, I was a regular person. I just had this opportunity of following whatever.
Did
Yeah, and
you?
I cared about the same things every young person care. How do you look? Where are you going? I mean, we're all that and more. Yeah.
And you know what I've found? By the way, I guess you influenced him because he thought he had to be more interesting if you were falling asleep all the time.
Yeah.
But you know what I found, and as a closing comment, I guess here is that we're always influencing people ourselves too, and a lot of times we might not even know it, and we have a choice to be positive or negative, and why would that even be a choice at the end of the day? Because you might make a difference with so many people. Did you ever see the movie Mr. Holland's Opus?
Mm-mm.
Richard Dreyfuss, Mr. Holland's Opus. He was a
Oh,
teacher.
yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I
I
did.
mean, it's you see at the end, it's kind of like a Nicholas Hinton thing, but different,
Yeah,
where they see how many people they really did impact without even
right.
knowing, and that could be any one of us all the time. So,
Well, it's interesting because I never did goal setting and
mhm,
counting your objectives and how it all worked out and doing the graph. But I see now almost all of the young people that I work closely with are in helping positions in the world.
sure.
And what else could you want in life,
That is the
That's,
biggest thing. The biggest
yeah,
thing you can do is lift people up. And
yeah,
last thing on a sports analogy, and it's true, Pat
yeah.
Riley once said, the biggest legacy you can have aside from your children are all your people that worked with you, for you, whatever you want to call it, getting into leading positions as well, either the head coaches or whatever. You
True.
lift people up and then good things will happen. So thanks for being a good influencer.
Thank you.